Hi guys, my name is Talicia and today I'm going to be introducing you to both my horses and telling you a bit about myself. I will also be talking you through how I train without an arena and deal with weather conditions. I myself am a 20-year-old dressage rider from New South Wales, Australia. This is my first competition pony here, and here is my newcomer on my left. So I will introduce both of these horses separately and tell you everything you need to know about both of them. This is my 25-year-old riding pony. Her name is Paisley Park Jeopardy, aka Jeopardy. I have owned her for nearly 5 years now and she has done so much for me. She is my first horse that I bought pony that I ever got. She has done amazing things for her age. She is now semi-retired. I made the decision to end our competition career after such a successful year last year. She brought me from a green, fairly inexperienced rider to a national champion and competing at 2 national competitions. In July 2019, we qualified and attended the Australian Youth National Championships. This was our first ever national competition for the both of us. We competed in the prelim and novice tests, placing top 10 in all of our tests. This was a massive learning experience for me, showing me the type of rider level I have to be at to compete against the best young riders in the country. But I had a lot of fun. In October 2019, Jeopardy and I attended our second national championships, that being the Pony Club Australian and Nationals. This was the best week of my life. We competed in the novice dressage associate section, which is the 17 to 25-year-old age group. I went in hoping to place midfield. We ended up placing second in our first 2 tests and third in our final test. This left us with overall associate novice champion. I am still gobsmacked to this day that we managed to bring home such a prestigious award, being one of the only ponies against all of these massive, beautiful warm bloods, and little 13-3 25-year-old Jeopardy was able to bring home the title. Riding in absolutely insane conditions, she was just a superstar, and this is a week I will always remember. So she is now living a happily retired life. She enjoys light work now, mostly trail riding and just doing really simple rides just to keep her moving, as she is 100% sound and has no signs of arthritis or any signs of actually slowing down. I just wanted to end her career on a high note and 100% sound so she can live out a happy retirement with me, just doing fun little easy rides. So she's getting fat now, her mane is growing out, it's going to get nice and long, and she's just going to enjoy her retired life. This big girl is my 5-year-old Dutch warm blood. Her name is Rapson Zonassus, aka Bambi. I have owned her since January this year. She is a pretty blank canvas. She hasn't done much and I haven't had a chance to do much with her this year due to obvious circumstances, but we are training hard at home. She is currently training elementary level, and I hope to get her out competing at a prelim test as soon as competitions start back up again. There's not much else to say about her, but as you can see, she's a very affectionate and in-your-face horse. She loves attention and scratches and just wants to constantly be the center of attention. She is a super intelligent and quick learning young horse. So far, everything training wise with her has come really easy to her. She picks things up really quickly and she's just a really beautiful horse. She takes after her dad a lot. She's by the Dutch Warm Blood Stallion 007 and she has a lot of his personality. So I'm very excited to see where the future takes us. She is obviously going to be my new dressage prospect, and I have very, very high hopes for her, aiming for the top levels in dressage. So yeah, let's get riding. question I get asked a lot is how I manage without an arena, especially when it comes to the wet weather. So I thought I would take this part of the video to talk you through about how I work my horses, especially through weather conditions. So on this day in particular, we'd actually had quite a lot of rain a couple weeks before, which you could still tell from the paddock. It's a bit slushy. But I find riding in a paddock very, very beneficial, especially for young horses. It can be hard to tell in this clip, but our paddock is actually on a slope. You can really tell it sometimes, and I find the slight hill work really, really beneficial, especially for the young ones. Bambi in particular had only ever been ridden in an arena, so when I got her, she found riding on this paddock extremely difficult because although the slope is only quite small, it was still a lot harder for her than what she's used to. As you can see, I do a lot of my lateral work along the fence line, which is what you'd normally do on an arena wall. And it's pretty good because our fence line's a lot longer than a normal arena, so it's actually almost better than using your normal Olympic sized arena. And I find, especially with the young ones, that working on a paddock that is not completely level is so amazing, because then every time you take them into an arena or just a level area, they feel almost like a different horse because it's just so much easier for them. So obviously it can be hard when it starts to rain. This paddock in particular can flood quite easily. I do occasionally ride when it is a bit sludgy and wet, which I am on this day, but it's something you need to be really careful with because it can also get slippery. I think it's really beneficial for horses to be on all sorts of footing, so I love the grass, but I do also take my horses out to school in arenas from time to time. I do trails and I just expose them to a lot of different footing, and I think even people with arenas should be schooling their horses in paddocks from at least once a week, especially on a paddock that is not level, because you honestly feel such a difference in your horse. Like Bambi works amazing in the paddock, but then when I take her into an arena, she feels like she's even further ahead in her training, and that's all because she works on a slight slope and she's dealing with different terrain. It's so beneficial for young horses. So that's typically how I use my paddock when it's dry enough to use. When I need to go over dressage tests, I use these cones, which are just rubber cones that I've put the dressage letters on with stickers. And my arena is never a full size arena, but it's close enough for me. When it comes to really wet weeks, I do sometimes do trot laps up my driveway, as it is really, really nice soft dirt. Some parts are gravel, so I need to be careful where I do trot them up, but I have long sections on it which are just dirt, which is perfect for trotting up, and it generally stays really well drained, so it's ideal for the wet weather. I will then also do trails on the roads. I live on a really quiet country road, so this is perfect. We do have trucks and tractors and cars come past occasionally, but I find it really good for my horses. And I will trot and canter up the grassways if it's not too wet. This is something I like to do even when we don't have wet weather, but I just find because my paddock takes a long time to dry that when I have weeks when we're completely rained out, this is normally how I start to get my horses back into work, and it's just really good exposure for them. I'm lucky enough where I have roads to do this on, and I understand not everyone does, but if you do, I highly recommend using it to your advantage, and it's just a lot of fun for your horses to do something different, get out of the paddock or the arena and just experience new things. Jep loves it. She's bitless as well, so I always like to let her have a bit of a munch on the grass on the side of the road. It's just a lot of fun. And here you see our driveway again. There are a bit of gravel parts there, but then if you look on the right side that Jep is walking on now, it is mainly dirt. I hope you found this video interesting and got a bit of an insight on how I train without an arena. Obviously it can be hard depending on the weather, but I try to work around that as much as I can, as you would have seen throughout this video, even if sometimes it means giving my horses a bit of time off. I even will occasionally hire out arenas and travel around, whether it be to an indoor arena or an all-weather arena, if our paddocks are completely saturated and I do need a ride for a competition or something. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos from the FEI. You will be seeing more of us on this channel, so please let me know what videos you'd like to see from us, and if it's a certain horse you want to see more of, please let me know. Thank you for watching. See ya!